and we can get right started. So thank you for joining us. This is just a quick presentation as an introduction to QuestBridge, a very selective yet very generous scholarship for high school students. And I guess you guys will learn more about it as we go on. Really quickly, we'll go over some digital community guidelines. So this is a recorded session, so please remain with your cameras off during the main session. Feel free to turn them on once we go into our breakout session afterwards. Use the raise hand feature to indicate that you have a question or comment to share. So on your Zoom, on the bottom right, you will see a couple of controls. You can click on the little raise hand feature and it'll let us know on our screen that you have a question, and we will ask you to ask your question that, or you can also use the chat box to share relevant comments or thoughts. And lastly, we encourage a respectful and collaborative environment. So don't be afraid. We're here to help you guys, and we're here to just provide all the information that we can. Going on, we will just introduce ourselves very quickly. So I will let my co-host go first.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brady. I'm a rising sophomore at Williams College. I'm a double major in philosophy and American studies, and I'm also trying to get my certificate in German. A fun fact about me is I once went out in just shorts and a t-shirt in like below 0-degree weather. I was trying to get back home, and that's all I had. Everything else was in my suitcase, so there was no way I could get warmer clothes. But yeah, now on to Daisy.
Thank you. My name is Daisy Ortiz. Some of you may know me. I am a rising sophomore at the University of Chicago. I am majoring in biochemistry with a minor in music. And a quick fun fact about me is that I toured with the LA Phil to Mexico City, and it was one of the most memorable trips I've ever been on. Okay. So going on to our next one. So very quickly, we'll go over the agenda of today's presentation. So we will go over on what QuestBridge is, QuestBridge's college partners and programs available to high school students, eligibility, timelines, and website. And lastly, we will end with a Q&A with the scholar, so you will have the chance to go to 2 different breakout rooms, and you can switch midway just to get to know about our school, because our schools are in very different locations. And yeah.
So a little bit about QuestBridge, specifically their mission. The mission of QuestBridge is basically, it's supposed to help bright, motivated students from low-income backgrounds navigate college admissions, access the nation's top colleges, and have additional opportunities after college graduation. QuestBridge typically starts from junior year and basically leads into this big alumni network even after one graduates from college.
QuestBridge has a variety of college partners, some of them including big name schools such as Brown University, to ones you've probably never heard of, such as Carleton College or Colby College. Each of these college partners are committed to meeting 100% of your demonstrated financial need. Although this is the case, you would also have to look at the very fine print of every school, because there may be a student contribution, but each school is committed to not having a family contribution. I believe that these schools give every student an equal opportunity to just thrive at their schools and really provide them with the most resources.
So as mentioned before, QuestBridge typically starts from the junior year with the college prep scholars program, which basically is just is meant to kind of see if students would have a chance with the national college match. But it doesn't matter where students start; they can start with the national college match, and they still have an equally like chance of getting matched with a college, as mentioned before. And as it could be seen here on this demographic, we have the QuestBridge Alumni Association, which is a worldwide network that helps QuestBridge alumni navigate careers and life after college.
Yeah, and just to add a little more information, even if you don't typically match with the college match, and still apply and get to the finalist round, you are still able to be part of the QuestBridge Scholars Network and part of the Alumni Association, because you did still go through this quest, right? And they see the effort that you put in, and all the students and alumni really get to know more about each other and create this network where they can share lots of future job opportunities or even internships. If anyone has any questions regarding anything, feel free to put it down in the chat or raise your hand, just as a little reminder. Now we are going into the eligibility for this scholarship. So first bullet point is this student has to earn primarily A's, take the most challenging courses offered at their high school, ranks in the top 5 to 10% of their graduating class. And if you've taken an SAT or ACT, you have to score above a 1260 or above a 27 on the ACT, and has to demonstrate strong writing skills and intellectual curiosity. I know by first glance, this probably sounds like, oh my gosh, like I probably don't fit into one of these categories, but just know this isn't a cookie cutter type eligibility chart, because I've had friends who like don't fit into every single one of these molds and still matched. So I'd say take a chance on this scholarship. You never know where like it can really take you and can really lead you to a school of your choice. And honestly, this high achieving, it's really just, are you willing to put yourself in a position where you are willing to succeed and willing to put in all the work? I know it sounds scary, but just know that each and every one of you definitely has that ability to just strive in a college environment.
So there's still some a little bit more like eligibility things. You have to come from a household income of 65,000 or less annually for a typical family of four, has minimal household assets and savings, typically qualifies for free or reduced price school meals, may possess extenuating financial circumstances, demonstrate strength in character and resilience. Now, although it may seem like, oh, 65,000, like that's I go a little bit over that, but I still I still can't financially maintain like my family and things like that. Believe me, it's not like a for sure thing, because there's like a little option where you can put the extenuating circumstances that don't allow you to basically show that you don't have a stable like financial situation. So don't be a little scared of like there's like 65,000. They usually have like every single school has its own requirements or its own eligibility. So don't get a little shy away from that. And for free reduced price school meals, that differs across different states. So I wouldn't really pay too much attention to that. But other than that, there is a place where you can write about extenuating circumstances regardless of your financial situation.
And lastly, we will go over the National College Match timeline. So for the seniors, the National College Match application opens in the late summer, which, by the way, it's already late summer, so the application is now open. In late September, the application closes, so that date is September 28th. So I would say if you are interested, just by hearing all the information we have, and even after you go through our little Q&A sessions, you are definitely able to apply, and I'd say definitely take a chance on it. By October, National College Match finalists are notified. So there is a little bit of a gap, and this date is usually mid-October to the nearing end of October. And between then and early December, you will get to rank up to 12 schools of your choice of their partner program. So they have over 45 college partners, all which you saw on the screen, and they continue to add more as they make more connections. By early December, which is usually December 2nd or 3rd, match scholarship recipients are notified. So you receive an email saying there's been an update to your portal, and you click on the portal. So it's just like a regular college decision, except it's kind of like an early decision to an early decision. By spring, you begin your college journey as a QuestBridge scholar. But just letting you know, the National College Match isn't only if you match to a school. It's also if you're a National College Match finalist. If you're a finalist, you can also roll over your application to these schools that you ranked, and they will still consider you for similar financial aid packages, and they're very comparable. I've had friends who similarly got a full ride, or if not, like close to a full ride, but it's definitely way more manageable. And yeah. So now we will take any questions. We will definitely look at the chat for any one of your questions. So I see one question from Angel. Does scholarship cover housing? So this is a basically full 4-year scholarship. So it covers everything from tuition, housing, room and board, and of course, you will definitely have to look at the fine print of the colleges, because there may be some student contribution or a summer contribution, and it all depends on the school because every school has different financial aid requirements. Second question by Angel is, what would you consider to be, if any, cons of the QuestBridge scholarship? So I will let my friend answer.
Yeah. So I guess a con would be that it's a binding decision. So if you do get matched to a school, you will have to attend that school no matter what. So you basically, when you're signing up for the process, the way it works, because I think that is the next person's question, how does the matching process work? So the way it works is that you basically rank schools, and it's going to be like as if it were like a regular college decision thing, where it's like the college admissions officers read your application and they said, okay, we want this student, and they accept it. Let's say that the student's like, okay, I rank this school number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. If their number 1 school automatically accepts them, they're not going to get to know if the other schools accepted them. And in addition to that, they're gonna have to go to the school. So I guess that's a con. So what we would recommend is like saying, like, if you really want to go to the school, put it on your list. Like, if you have the drive and the passion to go to the school, go for it. But other than that, I think there's really no other cons to scholarship. Almost everything is paid for this scholarship.
Yeah, and I see a raised hand by Victoria, so you can feel free to unmute.
So my question is, for example, let's say we have like 7 schools in our match, and like for myself, like for example, I want to go to John Hopkins, that's my primary school, but there's no John Hopkins in the list of the colleges by the college match. So I pick like Stanford, which is also like number 4 on my list. And then on the match, this thing, if I don't get matched to Stanford and like I get matched to like my, let's say, the 5th school on my list, and I don't want to go there, but I really want to go to Stanford, because it's a binding document, does that mean I have to go to that school?
By like the scholarship agreement and by a form that you do sign before figuring out the day you match, it is a binding agreement, and just like any binding agreement school, like you are kind of again, you have to go to the school, but of course if you realize that how do I say this? There are some schools on the QuestBridge list that are not binding. So one of those schools happens to be Stanford, and some other schools also on that list. Again, you would have to do the research within every single school, but just like QuestBridge, just like an early decision binding agreement, QuestBridge basically acts like that agreement. Except this is, a scholarship for those like low-income students who definitely want that full 4-year funding, because financial aid is a considerable factor when looking at a college, right? I would also say, do not put any schools that you are definitely not interested in on your ranked list, because this is a binding agreement, and this is a scholarship that you will have to like go forward with. So I'd say, just as a tip, with anyone trying to like go for this scholarship, think about every single school, think about why you want to go there, and if you really, really want to go there, if you were admitted. And yeah, I hope that answered your question. Another option that I know a lot of QuestBridge scholars go with is, even though they go through, they go into the finalist round, they opt to not go through with the match, but they want that like finalist like status, and that you won't have to go through the binding agreement, but you can like put that achievement on your college applications, because right, this is an ED before the ED, that makes sense. And basically your application rolls over to any of the schools that were on like some that you ranked. And you can choose up to 12 schools to rank. You don't have to choose all 12. You could probably just put like 5 or 2. I've seen definitely different types, different students put different amounts. But it's all with what you're comfortable with and the schools you actually want to go to.
Yeah, sorry, just to kind of add on. Yeah, so like one of the people who got matched from my school, she only put Williams College as her like list. She said, if I wasn't gonna get accepted to Williams, then I'm just gonna do regular decision. which is completely fair because as a QuestBridge scholar, even as a finalist, it's not that you're given more priority, just that your application's already been read. So it's kind of going to look better. It's like, okay, like we couldn't match with them because of X, Y, and Z, but we still want to offer them a place at our college. So definitely still apply even if you don't want to get matched. But just being part of that finalist stage really pushes your stats because it's a scholarship that almost every college recognizes. Like it's a really big thing.
Yeah, and it's highly selective as well, as you can see. I believe like only out of like 13,000 applicants, 5,000 go into finalist round, and from those 5,000, I believe 1,000 or a little more than 1,000 actually matched to a QuestBridge partner school. But even though they matched, there are still a large majority of those finalists that end up attending a QuestBridge partner school and are still considered, QuestBridge alumni. So I'd say, take a chance on the scholarship. What's the worst thing they can say is no, right? So really it's just up to you and whether you want to go through with it. Going with Alyssa's question, which is similar to Adriana's, it is so the schools you can rank are the ones that are only partnered with QuestBridge, which you can find on their website, which is questbridge.org. And you can look at their entire list of college partners, and you can click through each one of them to see if they take the ACT or SAT. Also, since most students have had a hard time with finding an SAT day or just didn't want to take the SAT, know that there are schools on the QuestBridge partner list that do not require an SAT or ACT, but of course you would have to do that research into every single school you want to rank and look at their requirements. And back to Alyssa's, it is only out of your ranked school, so you can choose up to 12, right? And those will be the 12 schools you that look at you for admission. Each school will have their own set of supplementals in addition to every single portal. So I would definitely say if you're not into the habit of looking at your emails every single day, I would definitely say start now. It is never too late to start doing that because colleges will come at you with a lot of emails every single day. And yeah, I guess we can quickly talk about the application process. Brady, if you want to start.
I think Victoria has a question.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So just to recap, you're saying if I want to do like what I explained earlier, I should be like a finalist, but I should not get matched. Right?
Yeah, I think that would be good just because like QuestBridge is really recognized as a school. And it basically just kind of gives you more options in terms of like applying to more schools and then just getting this official title. But if you don't want to be binded to a school you don't want to go to, then don't go through with the match process. Just being a finalist is good within itself.
Okay, so another question is for like if my school like my match requires like an SAT or ACT score, but the application ends in the ending of September, if I'm right. September 30, but like my SAT exam is in October, like October 2nd. Can I ask for like an extension? Do you think they will say yes or something like that?
Yeah, no, it's typically, it's not that QuestBridge doesn't allow it. It's that it depends on the schools, but most schools, from what I know, like a lot of students turn in their scores a little later. So that should be totally okay. Yeah, because especially now with like COVID and everything, like they're more understanding about turning in deadlines and things like that.
Yeah, because like my school is not making us take it, so I'm taking it on my own accord. But like there's no exam in September, so I was like, it was October then. So yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, I would definitely check in with QuestBridge, but I think it should for the most part be okay. Just especially with COVID, as mentioned, you should be okay. But I would definitely email QuestBridge.
Yeah, I guess just to reiterate what Brady said, also make sure with the school that it's okay with them, that they will still accept your scores. You don't want to just take it and then realize, oh, I can't even submit it. So I'd say like still check that way. And yeah, we can definitely take any more questions. Like anyone feel free to like raise their hand or unmute. But yeah.
I'm so sorry, who do I ask? Like, who do I send like a message or how do I like contact QuestBridge itself? Is there a number? Something like that.
So if you look at our screen, on the bottom right, there is questions@questbridge.org. So QuestBridge is very responsive for the times that I've had to contact them regarding my application, and they will get back to you within like 24 to 48 hours. In addition to the Brady linked a link in the chat to contact them if you don't want to like create an email, right? There's like a contact us page. There are also more webinars coming in, and they are definitely helpful in helping you write your essays and like all the stuff related to the QuestBridge match. And you can do questbridge.org/askqb and look at all their upcoming events. They have lots of events for their college match and for their college prep scholars, which if you have any junior friends, feel free to refer them to that. But other than that, we can take like any general question regarding QuestBridge and the National College Match application. But if we don't see any questions, then I think we can go straight into the breakout rooms. Okay, in that case, we will go into the breakout rooms. Let me quickly